Wake up in the morning feeling good right now. I know it, where my joy come from. It's the morning, it's the
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. Today is gonna be a good one. I just had to have a conversation just yesterday about this very thing that I want to talk about today. So before we get started, you know how I do this. We're gonna breathe in, we're gonna breathe out. So regardless of where you are, whether you're at your house or in your car on your way to work, we'll ask you to be safe and find a safe space and a quiet place to do this, but we're gonna breathe for a second. Here we go. I'm gonna breathe in and out. Get your deep breaths in. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Want you to breathe in one more time. And out. All right. So for those of you that may be new to this podcast, we do that every morning as a means to center ourselves and to focus so that we can have this conversation. This is me venting my thoughts and experiences into the world and hoping that it helps somebody, hoping that it may help you in some way, shape, or form. As we all wake up every day to achieve our goals, we battle so many things, from wanting to give up to being distracted to so many things. And as I work to stay the course, I'm just putting my thoughts out into the world in hopes that you can see the transformation happen within me and encourage you to do the same. So what I want to talk about today is your time is valuable. Your time is valuable. And that doesn't necessarily mean your time is money. Young man having a fit. So what I mean by that is first, you gotta identify, we've already talked about, you gotta identify the things that make you happy. The things that make you happy when it comes to your career and the things that you do every day. And sometimes the thing that makes you happy doesn't pay for where you're going. Case in point, I'm a musician, right? But I have way bigger dreams than just being a gigging musician for people in the local area. And it's no disrespect, but I have, say for instance, you get a call and the gig pays X amount. Now you sit down and you do the math on what all entails in doing this gig, and you gotta stretch it across the time that it takes to load, learn music, travel to the gig, play the gig, come back home, unload, etc., etc. Now you factor in all that time, and then you look at how much you really could have made on this gig. You look at what came out of the gig, and you look at what could have been better. Or you sacrifice, and if there's something better in life that you could be doing to progress in your career. You know what I'm saying? Case in point. Say, for instance, I want to be an actor, right? Let's say I want to be an actor. I can't keep taking all the gigs just because there's a dollar amount attached to it. Sometimes it's not worth it, and you got to sacrifice to work on what it is that you're trying to do. Now, that's not always easy when you know you got this bill coming up or you got this and this and that. So then that means you got to sit down and adjust what's important, what you're willing to sacrifice, and what you're willing to hustle at. Because at the end of the day, running up and down the road Or being busy doesn't necessarily mean that you're being productive and you're actually bringing in income. Think about that. Think about that the next time you get ready to take on a job. You're helping somebody, and a good friend reminded me of this yesterday. You're helping somebody else build up their situation for a smaller check. If you're a person who's a dreamer, you don't technically believe in corporate world because you realize that they're taking so much time off your hand. And it's not a bad thing if you work in corporate world. A lot of us freelancers probably could use a corporate world situation in some cases. But if you're a hustler, you'll figure it out. Saying all that to say, at the end of the day, if it's not your situation, you are helping somebody else build something else, and it's usually well underpaid. And it doesn't matter what that is. Now, that's not saying go around and be an a-hole about when somebody calls you for work. Clearly, they're calling you because they see the value in what you can bring to the table. Now, it's up to you to do a couple things. Negotiate what you want out of it. First of all, you need to evaluate the situation to see if it's something that you can even negotiate at. A lot of times it ain't, which is usually why they tell you the price up front. Or they'll tell you, oh, it only pays, whatever. You take the situation yourself and evaluate what comes out of it, and you decide for yourself how you can progress from it. But be careful of running yourself into a circle, into a cycle, and getting burnt out. We all deserve better, but sometimes better come at the price of working on your stuff for free. This is never for free. Somebody out there is going to see, somebody out here is going to get the experience of what is it that you're great at. You keep your head straight, keep your mind focused, surround yourself around positive, like-minded people. Everybody ain't like-minded, even when it seems like people are on the same page as you. Evaluate what it is that you want. And honestly, to this day, there's so many things I want, and there's so many things I'm gonna be great at. Maybe not all at the same time. But when you take people like The Rock, who went from football star to basically getting booted, to becoming a wrestling person, got hurt, and then he became an actor, to a businessman, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, oh, things come in seasons. I got to talk about that later on. Things come in seasons. Let me write that down. First of all, not things. Life comes in seasons. I'm going to expound upon that in the next podcast. But listen, y'all already know. Oh, today I'm starting my meal plan. Shout out to my homie Dane B. He gave me straight. Like I told y'all, mental and physical health is important. I hope that you're spending your mornings breathing, thinking, taking the time to be quiet before you pick up your phone, before you pick up any device and start talking to the world and looking at a bunch of content, videos, this and videos that. Everything that you take in lives. So start to switch up the content. If you're saying you want to be a specific thing, you should be taking in so much of that content that's you're living and breathing it. All right? So everything that we're taking in is living in us. Every video, even if it's like some time distracting stuff, that stuff lives in us. We are who we hang around. We become what we're thinking about. So, your mental and physical health is important. I don't know how I got sidetracked like that, but anyway, work on your mental, breathing, thinking, manifesting. It's a daily necessity and multiple time a day necessity. And then your physical health, get out here, get in this gym, get you some cardio, get you some strength in. You got to be ready for a long life. Things that you asking God for, you asking the universe for, it's finna be real mental and physically demanding. I don't care what industry you in. It's all mental and physical. You got to get up and go. mentally and physically. So work on that. Make that a priority to start your day. I don't do nothing until I go work out, apart from record this, because this is kind of me venting what I just meditated about and manifested about and thought to myself about. So it's just me sharing my thoughts for the morning. But yeah, get it in, y'all. Listen, y'all have a great day. We're gonna talk soon.
It's the wake up in the morning, feeling good right now. I know it, where my joy come from. It's the morning.